And our final speaker this morning is Doug Wanstall, who is a farmer in Kent, but has really picked up the natural capital battle and has led the development of the UK Carbon Code of Conduct. And he's going to talk today about high integrity carbon credits. Doug, thank you very much.
Very good. Well, thank you very much for inviting me along. So, yes, I still very much identify as a farmer, but I do spend most of my time now working in carbon project development and also running the UK Carbon Code. So I'm here today to talk about a specific project, and that's with the Met Office. About 18 months ago, the Met Office ran a tender process to look for an organisation or a group of organisations to help them create projects to offset their carbon emissions from 2030. Having gone through a very rigorous process and a lot of due diligence and satisfying 700 climate scientists, we must be doing something right. So with the Met Office, we're working with 3 farms, and this isn't about the Met Office need to offset in the region of 7,000 tonnes a year from 2030, and these 3 projects won't deliver all of that carbon that's required. What this project is about proving concept, and we've got 3 farms, 2 in Devon and 1 in the Lake District that we're working with. So we start by creating a project map. So this is an example. So we start by creating collecting lots of data and communicating it on this dashboard. So this dashboard is developed by one of the project developers called Beyond Zero, which I also work with. This is the kind of the physical manifestation of all of the data that's required for what we term as a high integrity carbon credit. The UK Carbon Code was set up really as a means because there was not a whole farm holistic code that could take in all natural capital opportunities and take all opportunities to reduce emissions, and that was our goal. Every farm has got lots of different areas of natural capital and lots of different opportunities to remove emissions, and we wanted them to benefit from all of those opportunities. So one of the first things we do is create a habitat map. So this is created to UK Hab Level 3. So this is all created through aerial photographic interpretation to a 1 metre resolution. And this also acts as a sort of precursor to BNG. So this helps the project developer identify areas that the farmer might use to forward for potential BNG when that market finally matures. We then count every tree and every metre of hedgerow on the farm. So we use blue sky data. So there's a blue sky data that they create the national tree map, and they can count every tree above 2 metres, and it's very accurate. We've done this whole process for the entire island of Jersey. And every farmer that we go to, and we do a fair bit of ground truthing as well. So occasionally, it throws up an anomaly, so we have to send somebody to go and have a look and ground truth the data. And what this does, it gives us opportunity. This starts to open up. Okay, so where are the opportunities? Where can we plant more trees? Where can we place more hedges? And to optimise the benefits. We then create a soil carbon baseline. So this is measured, not modelled. We don't believe that you can accurately predict or measure soil carbon from space. We believe that it can give you an indication of fluxes, i.e. is it going up, is it going down, but you can't actually physically measure soil carbon from space. And this, there's a few dials here, all showing different types of carbon, but what we're really interested in is in the bottom right-hand corner, which shows that the average on this farm is currently 51 tonnes per hectare of soil organic carbon. But what the dial shows is the minimum. I can't actually read it, I've got the wrong glasses on. But the bottom figure is about 20 tonnes per hectare, and the top figure is about 150, maybe even more than that. So what that does is that shows what the potential is if we can instigate some significant soil enhancement processes, what the potential is to increase that soil organic matter. And soil carbon increases really do represent one of the greatest opportunities in so many ways to increase or to remove atmospheric carbon. Over the last sort of 50 to 70 years, we've managed to remove almost all the carbon from agricultural soils, and we've got a real opportunity to start putting that back again. And then we do a full, so every project has to do a full emissions audit, so all scopes 1, 2 and 3, and all counting all greenhouse gases, and then it's reported as a CO2 equivalent. So this farm here, this is a mixed beef, poultry and arable farm up in the lakes, or just on the edge of the lakes. As you can see, they have got a long way to go before they get to net zero. And we will only allow the sale of high integrity carbon credits once a farm has passed that net zero status. So this guy's got a lot of work to do. But then what we do, we start to look at the opportunities to remove that carbon from his system. So this is integrated with Land App. We then look at the opportunities, and this particular farm, so the sort of the grey and bluey shaded area, that's about 400 acres of upland, very low grade upland ground, but it's in a highly sensitive area for water quality, and it holds a lot of potential to reduce flooding risk further downstream. So with this particular area, we're examining the plantation of about 200 acres of trees in both a full afforestation and in sort of a wood pasture type scenario. And we think that with the changes that we're proposing, he will be able to maintain the same numbers of stock, but plant an awful lot of trees that will do an awful lot of good for water quality, for carbon removal, and for flood prevention. And then the orange shaded areas, that's sort of better quality grassland, and that's actually pastures that are renewed on a regular basis. We think there's an opportunity there too. It's on the edge of the Lake District, so we're currently trying to work out what species of forage will work best, but we think there's an opportunity to move from a set stocking system to a mob grazing system with multi-species. That again is one of the best ways that we know to accelerate carbon removal. And then once the carbon balance has been managed, and we then get to that net zero status. Once the project has gone beyond that net zero, the credits are issued, and then they're put onto the UK Carbon Code Registry, where they're sold. And in this case, they're being sold, or will be sold, allocated to the Met Office.